Welcome to the Cyber Show, brought to you by ThreatAdvice. It's season 2, and we have some really great stuff planned for this season. I'm Ben.
And I'm Elizabeth. We're on location here at the Atlanta headquarters for ThreatAdvice.
Absolutely. And on this episode, we have cyber news followed by 2022 predictions for cybersecurity from a bunch of different voices. So that's going to be interesting. And a look at the ThreatAdvice Security Operations Center. And finally, Phresh Phish. So stick around to the end.
For our first story, Crypto.com, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world, recently experienced a hack. An estimated $30 million was stolen from virtual wallets across 483 users. Initially, they claimed it was only an incident because all the money was reimbursed. But despite downplaying it, it's still a breach. Crypto.com first found out when transactions were being made without two-factor authentication. They suspended all withdrawals and revoked the two-factor authentication tokens. They then forced all customers to log in again and set up their two-factor authentication tokens. Following that attack, Crypto.com conducted a full audit of their infrastructure to improve their security. They also implemented a new program called Worldwide Account Protection Program, also known as WAP, which aims to protect users by refunding them up to $250,000.
For this next story, do you remember REvil, the infamous ransomware gang out of Russia, responsible for a number of high-profile attacks last year, including Colonial Pipeline and JBS, the meat supplier company? Well, Russia announced earlier this month that it had arrested 14 alleged members of REvil, including a hacker that U.S. officials confirmed was behind the Colonial Pipeline attack from last year. According to their report, the Russian Federal Security Service, or FSB, said it raided 25 addresses in Moscow, St. Petersburg, and more. It seized more than $100 million, as well as computer equipment and 20 luxury cars. Now, this is coming from the Russian government, so there's been a little bit of skepticism, but Russia claims that it terminated the group at Washington's request, and the timing here is no accident. Russia is mounting troops at the border of Ukraine in preparation, it seems, to invade, and it seems likely this is to send a signal in hopes of continued cooperation between the two countries. And this was the first time, this is notable, this is the first time that Moscow admitted that, quote, major ransomware criminals reside in Russia. Something we've known for a long time, but it's a big thing for them to admit that from an official level. So we'll see what happens.
And now, unfortunately, a Red Cross program called Restoring Family Links fell victim to a cyber attack. The program helps reunite families separated by conflict, disaster, or migration. The hackers obtained sensitive information from more than 500,000 vulnerable people. Robert Mardini, Director General for the International Committee for the Red Cross, is pleading for compassion and urging hackers to do the right thing. The story is still unfolding, but do cyber criminals have compassion? Only time will tell.
We'll see. And that's one of those incidents where you get to see how cybersecurity impacts real flesh and blood. So we'll see how that shakes down. But that's our cyber news for the week. Stick around.
We're here in Atlanta, Georgia at the ThreatAdvice headquarters. I'm getting cyber predictions for 2022. Let's go. What's your cybersecurity prediction for 2022?
I believe that gym equipment is going to start being hacked now.
Thank you. Cyber prediction for 2022.
It's going to get worse. People are going to get breached, and if you don't protect yourself, you're going to be in trouble.
Wow. Cyber prediction for 2022.
With the prevalence of people working from home, spyware and ransomware will be a big issue with home users.
That's a good one. All right, cyber prediction for 2022. Go.
The weaponization of malware. You're going to find that malware will no longer target a single application. They'll look for all vulnerabilities.
Strong predictions in here. Let's keep moving. I'm here in the ThreatAdvice Security Operations Center to get cyber predictions for 2022. Cyber prediction, let's go.
Remember to change your passwords because it's probably going to be leaked somewhere, and you are going to need to reset it often.
Keep those passwords updated.
Supply chain. You're gonna have some issues.
Supply chain, watch out. Cyber Prediction 2022, let's hear it.
Make sure to keep your phones updated and keep your active antivirus updated as well.
Updates are important, people. Let's go. Cyber Prediction 2022.
Make sure you keep your employees educated because they are the highest risk.
Spitting facts.
That's right.
Cyber Prediction 2022.
The hacks and attacks will continue in 2022.
You heard it here first from our very own ThreatAdvice president. Watch out in 2022. We're not giving you the runaround. You heard it here first at the ThreatAdvice headquarters. Cybersecurity predictions for 2022. We'll see how many of them come true.
All right, I'm here with Brandon Jarrett, president of ThreatAdvice, and we're here in the Security Operations Center. So you're gonna tell us what that is. What is a SOC or SOC?
Security Operations Center, and we're here in our US-based SOC. This is one of 5 US-based SOCs that we operate here at ThreatAdvice.
Okay, so why a SOC? Like, what's the purpose of this whole thing?
Yeah, so in the security world, you have alarms, events, and maintenance issues that need to be addressed. And so our staff here is constantly monitoring our clients' environments, prioritizing these threats, and engaging with our clients to help resolve them.
Pretty cool. Like, to me, when I think of security, like the way that Hollywood would, display that, lots of screens, lots of activity, active threats. A SOC is basically what you're picturing, right?
That's right.
So,
that's right. It's like the nerve center of our complete operation here at ThreatAdvice.
So these guys are working hard, real-time security, watching for active threats, anomalies. If they see something, they drill down, they make sure nothing gets past
Absolutely.
the net.
Absolutely, Ben. You got it.
Pretty cool. Thanks for the preview.
You're welcome.
The FBI just issued an alert on a phishing spinoff with QR codes. So you know how during the pandemic, QR codes have become super popular with places like restaurants where you can scan to access a menu or some kind of part of a site or whatever. Well, cyber criminals have finally kind of figured out how to abuse this, which is really not a surprise. I'm kind of surprised it took them so long to do this. So what's happening is cyber criminals are tampering with these QR codes. In some instances, they're taking stickers and they'll actually stick a sticker over a legitimate QR code so that you're scanning a code that you think is real, but it actually sends you to a fake site, a malicious site, a phishing site where you're entering in credentials and all of a sudden they've got your information. So what the FBI said is be on guard. Make sure the URL that you're going to when you scan a QR code looks legitimate. Look for typos, look for misplaced letters. Texas has even reported seeing these on parking meters that have QR codes, so it's everywhere. QR codes is an easy thing for a cyber attacker to abuse, so don't fall for the fish. That's all we've got this week. Thanks for tuning in.